Hey, Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. And this time we're looking at a Kato VG-10 Damascus Black Gyuto 210mm knife. And the moniker on that black refers to this micarta black linen handle, which is really sweet. We'll take a look at that in a minute. The core steel on these is a VG-10 full stainless steel. The heat treat's around 61 Rockwell. Construction is a multi-layered stainless Damascus style finish on that, and that's on either side of that core steel. Very pretty blade. They've got hand chiseled kanji for a really nice touch and a fair amount of polish to the blade. It looks like the polish was applied after the kanji because the kanji's, you can feel it, but it's a little bit smooth. You don't have those edges from the chisel on there. So it's probably polished afterwards. The weights and dimensions on these should be pretty similar from knife to knife. That might vary just a little bit. This one is 176 grams or 6.2 ounces, 212 millimeters on the edge from the tip all the way down to the chin, back of the heel, or about 8.3 inches or so. Overall length about 340 millimeters. And then these blades are pretty thin. They're just pretty much all the way through the same thickness until you hit the grind. So about 1.8 millimeters is what I measured these at approximately. And it pretty much just holds that all the way down, all the way down, all the way down until we hit the grind. And then these get nice and thin at the tip. So the tips work really well on these. And they're quite thin at the edge. This is a high-performing knife that's thinned down at the edge very well. You can see from a close-up, you can see that grind kind of kicking in right in there. You can see the tightening up of the layers. So it's a very kind of a nuanced grind, taking it all the way down to that edge. The blade height is 46.4, and the neck's not that wide, so you got lots of board clearance on there, no problem. The handles on these are very cool. That's the kind of the name of the line. They have black linen micarta handles, which are really cool looking, and very nice fit and finish on these. Micarta is great because it doesn't shrink or warp or absorb water. It's definitely a little more durable and a little bit less, I should say more dimensionally stable than black Pacawood. So these handles are really sweet on these. They are partial tang. So you can see the tang comes through the top and then around the back, and then to lighten up the handle a little bit, it's not a full tang knife. And so that brings your balance point back to a reasonable spot because micarta is not the lightest stuff in the world. So there's your balance point. A little bit, of course, behind a pinch grip, a very nimble feel. The handles on these are very comfortable. They've got some nice rounded contours to them. Not particularly large, but if you pinch grip, that's not a huge deal anyway. But just fit the size of the knife. They're proportionally very nice. So a little bit, kind of just a little more slim feeling than some of the more blocky handles, like standard style handles. But very, very comfortable. So should fit a variety of hand sizes, but especially if your hands maybe just a little bit smaller, but like I said, they're not that small. I think the rounding kind of just makes them feel that way because they're more comfortable. So let's see here. Let's take a close-up look at it. These blades are very pretty. You've got kind of a semi-mirror polish on them and hand chiseled kanji, which is a very nice touch. So that is the right side of the blade as you would be holding it cutting. And a little hard to show, but there's your core steel at the edge. That's a good shot there. Try to get a beauty shot for videos. There we go. There's your edge bevel. These have a really nice out of the box edge. I'd say a good solid 6 out of 10. Nicely crafted bevel, decent polish on it. Quite sharp. So I think these are pretty much just ready to use out of the box. The fit and finish is nicely done. A bit of a polish to the spine, no sharp edges on the choil here into the handle. So very comfortable. Just pull it out of the box and start working with it. So the blade has a little bit of flex to it, but it is pretty thin. It's fairly stiff considering how thin the blade is. And again, performance is very good on these. Let's take a look at the profile. One thing nice about the profile on these, you've got a bit of a flat towards the heel. So you can see there's a bit of a flat spot towards the back, maybe third of the blade. Little bit of back belly towards the heel just so it doesn't stop on you. So it'll kind of roll nicely into that flat area. And then I can get fairly high on the knife before the tip starts wanting to dig in the cutting board. So this will do very nice for, you know, average rocking type stuff. Push-pull cuts, maybe a little bit of chopping towards the back. So it's a very versatile profile. It's really nothing not to like about this profile, unless you're just looking for a pure chopper, in which case maybe a Nikiti might be a better choice. But great blade, nice craftsmanship, awesome looking and feeling handle. So this is the Kato VG-10 Damascus Black Series Gyuto 210mm knife.